The prognosis that was given to us was worded like he may recognise you, which was obviously absolutely crushing kind of thing to hear. But he's just doing so well in comparison to that outlook, that bleak outlook that was given to us at the beginning.
Hugo, at 7 months, before he started the therapy, has spasticity throughout his body. His superficial muscles are very tight. He can't be placed in a seated position. He slides down. He can't pick anything up for himself. The spoons were placed in his hands. They stay there until his hands spasm, and then they drop.
So my son
Hugo has begun to take an interest in his surroundings, but he cannot yet lie comfortably on his stomach and needs help to use his hands.
For both of us.
Hugo can now lie on his tummy and hold up his head, and he has some clear words of speech. Although he's clearly frustrated.
Go on then, turn back over. Can you roll back over? Yeah?
Hugo has begun to wriggle successfully across the floor.
That's it, Hugh. Look at you. He's off. He's off.
Yes.
He's off. He's off.
Nearly here.
That's it. Push with your hands.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant, Hugo. That's brilliant, Hugo. You're nearly here. Nearly at my feet.
Hugo can now crawl the length of the room. His crawling is much more coordinated. His arms and his legs are beginning to work together in a bit of a cross pattern. But he still can't hold up his head well enough. So there's still work to be done. However, he's beginning to enjoy movement. And this is very unusual for a child with cerebral palsy. So we see him thinking about how to edge himself forward and taking pleasure in it.
Really good, baby. Come on.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Well done.
That was the best ever.
Well done.
The best ever so far.
Push up. Push yourself up.
So,
Hello.
I want the last one.
Yeah.
hello, Ken.
I can.
Oh.
With a little help, Hugo can now rise from the floor into a seated position and maintain balance on all fours.
He's much stronger, isn't he? Oh, you're good now. He can get up now. You never used to be able to do that.
Well, I can now.
You've been practicing. Look at you. Look at you. You're nearly up.
When placed in the all fours position, he can now crawl the full length of the room,
That's a lot.
and his speech is becoming delightfully chatty.
Oh, need a rest after that.
I just get my breath back.
Didn't you do
I'll
well?
do some more.
Okay.
Backwards.
If you think about a week ago, you couldn't do any of this.
Huh?
You couldn't do any of this. No, he keeps himself up. He moves around.
This is
He's going to be in a couple of weeks.
this is the furthest I've seen him go like this.
He's well
I'm
away.
coming.
You put him down, you won't find him.
Oh, I'd love that.
Get my breath.
He's off.
Yeah, we get my breath back first.
Doing well, aren't you?
What
You're really big now, aren't you? Eh? Really big.
Wow, big boy. Well done, Huey.
Wait, yeah, we take out.
Look how far you've come. All the way down there.
I don't know where there. And then
A long way.
go all the way up to here.
Yeah, a long way up to here.
Almost on the max.
Eh?
Need to go.
Oh, it's such an effort, isn't it? Such
Would you
an
like a piece
effort.
of chocolate?
after I've got to the
Bribery.
After I've got to the end. Wow.
Oh, nearly there.
You're doing so well,
There we are,
baby.
we're
I
on the
can't
way.
believe it.
We're nearly there. We're there. Only a little tiny bit more to go.
Well done.
Just a little bit. We're there. Hooray!
You did it. You're the champion.
I did it.
Really, that must be worth a bit of chocolate. That must be.
Oh, it's definitely worth a bit.
He's done that all by himself. Oh, what a clever boy. Is this a first?
Yeah, it is.
It is a
We've been
first.
waiting ages.
He can now rise from the floor without help,
That's good.
move into a sitting position, and then go back onto all fours.
Almost here.
I fell over because my arms were hurting. We always keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
This is really nice because he's doing shift.
Yeah.
Clever boy, you've learned so much.
He can easily call the length of the room, and he's beginning to express himself well and with the mind of a 4-year-old.
You feel inside your body, and suddenly that you can jump on a wall. Or,
Yeah.
Almost done.
Almost there. Touch the edge of the mat here.
Back here somewhere, moving by the
Touch your finger. Hey,
that was fantastic.
he's done it. Hey,
Very, 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 very
well
very, very
done.
Hugo now has beautifully controlled hand movement. He can play.
Ready? Steady? Go.
I'm running to go. Think like a monkey butt. Oh my.
Look at him go.
Yes.
Why I'm trouble.
Look at this.
It's really unscreen.
Good. Very good.
It's nearly there.
Hey. Made it.
Woo!
That was wonderful. Perfect.
Now we have a very happy Hugo at school. He's at a conventional school, and he can move around the classroom so much faster because you see his diaphragm has descended more into his pelvis. His pelvis is opened and his legs move independently. Before, there was a lot of bunny hopping. Although his squall may have been very charming, now we can see the beginning of something very different. And it's the beginning of a much stronger cross pattern. He's holding up his head very nicely. And of course, he's enjoying everything that he does and discovering how his body moves in different ways. This he discovered for himself. This high kneeling he discovered entirely for himself. It's bouncy. Again, of course, lovely for the diaphragm, and also indicates that his breathing is more powerful, can hold him in that position. It's nice to hear him counting, because that's quite a skill to be able to be doing this and count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
It's been 6 months since Hugo was given an obstacle to crawl over. And we'd just been doing the therapy and ignoring obstacles. I happened to have a rolled up yoga mat, and he fancied to crawl over it. So this was very interesting. I knew he was beginning to feel in his body, this is a possibility. I can do it, and I can do it more easily. Just as children like to jump on walls suddenly when they realize they've got enough breath and bounce to do so. Not saying, oh, well, I've done it once. No, I think I can do it a little bit better again. Let me have another go. So far from movement being something that is uncomfortable, it's a joy and a pleasure.
Ready, steady, go.
Right, so this is very delightful. He's pretending to be a dog. He's speed crawling. You can see very clearly the independence of his legs now, and that he's lifting his knees. He's not dragging his body. He's not bunny hopping. And also the delight, the fun in movement. This is what movement should be about. It should be a pleasure. And when your breathing coincides and helps your movement, just look at his knees, which show you very clearly that measure of independence and not stuck together. Now, this is interesting because Hugo expresses his desire for a drink. So I handed him one in a fairly soft plastic cup. Well, there are two, but it was still fairly soft. He was able to hold it while sitting up and keeping his balance and not squash the plastic cup, but to keep his fingers supporting it, but without that pressure that children with cerebral palsy so often bring to bear, which makes it quite difficult for them to let go of things even. And he could do that very splendidly. Okay, so before he left, Hugo wanted to show us something that was on his mind that he thought he could do that was new. And as you can see, he's beginning to get up on his knees and to start first attempts at knee walking. This is partly also because he can now move the two sides of his body in a coordinated rhythm, and his diaphragm can coordinate the breathing necessary to hold him upright for a little bit and utilize the use of his limbs to attempt to move forward in a nice rhythmical movement. You watch the way he inflates his body with his breath. He takes a breath in as he moves up, and he stabilizes the breath, and he gets used to how long the breath is going to hold him. And then he simply enjoys the freedom of movement that he's created, and the information system, because it's a new information link that he's creating in his brain. It's a huge amount more stability. And the stability of his head as well, the whole body, the organization of his limbs and his head, so that they are contributing to this beautiful ability to stabilize himself. The important thing is patience. That's how Hugo got this far and will continue to develop. Not expecting a huge change every week, but looking back over a month and noticing, however, gradually, we're seeing little things that are happening on a weekly basis. They are small, but then when you look back over a month, you realize the direction in which he's been heading as a means of investigating the world around him and the sheer pleasure of movement.